They do that, but it's done.
One thing they talk about a lot is names and black names versus white names as far as racism. And if you have a black sounding name, then you may not get a job because your name is Wanquisha, Jaquita Jamita Johnson,
That's definitely true.
And if you have a name like Erica Tiffany, then you might have a job.
Two first names.
You might have a better chance getting a job. So racism is in so many different aspects and angles. Now, have any of you ever experienced racism personally?
I know I have.
I think everybody has to at some point have. I have.
I know I have. I was going to Georgia State, and I was walking in the dorm room. I stayed there, and I was coming out of the room, and two cops stopped me and a friend that was talking, was asking us CID and asking us all this other stuff, and then two white kids came and walked right through us. Nobody said anything to them. They just walked through us with their little cups with a little water or whatever. Right. They just walked right through, and I was just like, for real? You know what I'm saying? What, I gotta have a book bag on for me to go to the school or something? It was like, you know what I'm saying? I experienced, that's just one instance. So I won't go off on a rant here because I could continue.
And that's funny because a lot of people go on a rant as far as racism is concerned. Now, the question I have is, are we using race as a crutch, and are we trying to allow race to kind of give us some leeway to say that, well, because I'm an African American, then I'm somehow underprivileged? I think we allow that to be in our minds.
A lot of people do. I think a lot of people do that. When something goes wrong, because I'm black, or if you're in a restaurant, you're not served properly, you think it's because I'm black. A lot of people use that, and a lot of times it could be an individual thing. Maybe at that particular time, maybe you were being offensive to the waitress. That's why she treated you the way she did. Or maybe maybe you did look like a thug and they were scared.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean look like a thug? Just because
I
don't know. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
I don't know. Explain it to me.
Because
you sound like a white person right now. Explain it to me.
Wait. Sounding like a white person.
What did I look like? Or you sound like somebody else? I look like a thug. What does that mean?
I'm offended because
how you offended? You ain't even white.
Listen, I'm offended because the whole talking like a white person thing.
I didn't mean talk. I didn't say talking.
No. Let's talk about this because a lot of times people will say if you talk proper and intelligent and you can articulate, then you somehow are talking.
See, that's another issue. But we talking about this. What she just said. I didn't mean talking as like sounding. I mean, you responded in a way that I would expect a racist white person to say, you look like a thug. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Thugged out. Being
just
thugged out.
I have my hat.
If you walk into a restaurant where the plates are $500 a plate, and you're wearing
we ain't gonna be walking in no restaurant like that anyway.
But just saying, hypothetically, if you have on a bandana tied around your head, a Tupac ripped shirt on,
oh God,
or a white beater, if your pants are down to your ankles, and you have
on
some,
down to the ankles, you
some
sound
Air
like
Force One.
Come on now,
okay, so now we're getting into stereotypes.
We don't wear shoes. Who wear pants on their ankles? Nobody. Nobody wears pants.
Hypothetically speaking, if you walk into a ritzy restaurant like that, the racism is going to pop in. Oh my gosh, he looks scary. He's not wearing a suit, or he's not wearing a suit and tie like everyone else is.
If I walk in a $500 restaurant for a plate of food, I'm black. They gonna say that anyway. What is he doing in here? Look at you watching me, make sure I pay. They don't give me my bill before I
We don't do that.
Let me ask you guys this. Let's bring it back real quick. Let me ask you guys this. Did you guys see the movie Crash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie Crash?
No.
Yeah.
You should see it. Yeah, Crash was a fine example of how the stereotypes of races, how we see Asian people and we think, oh, come here, you break your bite. We think of these stereotypes when we think of different races. When people see black people, they think hood, ghetto, and it's not like that. So we have to break the barriers and break the stereotype around our race. And by doing that, sometimes we have to not dress like a thug. Because to allow people to see that there's more to us than the stereotype. Because if we keep continuing to fall into the stereotype,
it ain't on me to have to show you. I don't care what you think. It ain't on me to have to show you that there's more to me. I know there's more to me. I don't have to show you that. I don't have to put on a button-up shirt for you to see that. If you can't see that, if you won't take the time.
Then don't get mad when people continue to look down on you because of what you're doing and how you dress and what you wear.
No, I'm not mad.
They're saying, the black man's put down. You put yourself down because you're allowing yourself to stay.
How is the way I wear my hat putting myself down? Just the way I dress, me feel.
But if you know that people are going to treat you a certain way, dressed like that and acting like that, then shouldn't you keep that in your mind for when you go get a job? If you have goals in your mouth,
when you go get a job, of course I ain't gonna come in there with the hat down on my eyes with the bandana. Of course you're gonna dress presentable to go get a job. And I'm just talking about in everyday life.
So how do you feel about the whole race topic?
how I feel is that if someone looks at me and sees the way I dress and only assumes something, that's ignorance. You can have an education from Harvard and go through the preppiest of schools that you want to, but if you haven't seen the other side of life, you haven't seen how they grow up and how that's because of who they are, then and you assume that they're automatically ignorant, they're thugs, they're dumb. That's ignorance. Because also, I mean, right now there's also Caucasian kids that dress just like me.
Yeah.
But they don't look at them like that. They just look at them, oh, they like hip hop, and they're given the leeway. But if I dress like this, they just
I'm
assume
selling drugs. I'm out here doing something. You know, they don't
So
wear
you
the
don't
same
feel-
black hoodie.
You don't feel at all responsible for helping break that mold of ignorance, to help break the stereotype that if you dress a certain way that you have to be ignorant, that you don't know what you're talking about, and that you're a thug? You don't feel somewhat responsible for that?
I mean, how are we responsible? Just because it's a few bad apples in every bunch, you know what I'm saying? You can't hold me responsible for what so-and-so over here do. I ain't responsible for all of them. I can only speak for me. And if you try to hold me to the standard of all of them, then that's ignorance on your part, like you just said. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people, when they see, say somebody was robbed. Say one day you were sitting at your car and you were carjacked by two guys that had on 50-cent shirts and were wearing hoodies and this, that, and the other. And say a month after that, you were beat up walking to the park by the same person wearing the same outfit. Automatically, when you walk out in public a year later and you're sitting in your restaurant and someone comes to the table behind you and he has the same type of outfit on, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Now,
Now,
with
okay.
that, do you feel as though media is somewhat responsible then for giving African Americans a bad image as far as race is concerned? That all the images you see on TV of African Americans are thugs, are hoochies, are these stereotypical ghetto racial people, and you say in Hollywood they say be more ethnic, be more black, be more hood,
they're responsible for it because,
and they use that
because we're a commodity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're what people want to see right now, and like they want to see us, they want to know what we're doing, they want to dress like us, they want to act like us. So yeah, be more ethnic. Yeah, they'll take. They black people are a commodity right now.